Hello, and welcome to Troubles in Tory. This is session 21 of our first campaign of Chronicles of the Fae. I'm Faye, the MC for this campaign, and with me I have some friends, and we're going to play D&D. Say hi, friends.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi, friends.
friends.
Yay! This campaign is a special project, one of many set in the world of the Wilder. The Wilder Project is a shared world IP where the creators can use the structure and lore of this fantasy world called the Wilder in order to create their own stories and games. Some of these stories and games are already in progress, such as our webcomic Magnum L, our mobile game Tower of Gaia, and our tabletop board game Kingstone, all of which are either currently released or coming soon. And to learn more about those projects and how to support them, you can go to www.thewilderproject.com to learn more. Before we begin the campaign proper, I have some ground rules for the channel that I'd like to go over. The first is that we are not professional D&D players. We have receptive ears and open hearts to any feedback that folks have, but it's our game, and ultimately we're going to play it how we like it. So we hope you'll respect our playstyle, and we'll make sure our other community members respect yours too. Along those lines, because this campaign is set in the world of the Wilder, it's not going to be directly compatible with D&D rules. We're going to be sticking to the rules of Dungeons and Dragons for all the mechanical aspects of the game, but flavor-wise, everything's not always going to be a perfect fit between in-game descriptions of effects and how we explain those effects in this world. We're implementing some custom rules that we anticipate releasing in a module further down the line so that you can play D&D in the world of the Wilder too. Finally, one of the reasons why I love playing D&D the most is because you can never expect what happens next, but that does mean that none of us will have complete control over the content that will be covered during the course of the campaign. Please be mindful of what content might be potentially distressing to you, and if you feel like it is coming up, we highly encourage that you take a break from the live stream and pick the story back up via VOD on YouTube once the live play is over. All right, let's play some D&D. Last we left off, half of the party was apprehended and some unconscious in the basement of Must Mansion after having killed multiple members of the Must family. Shoal escaped the mansion with Flynn by burrowing underneath the grounds of the estate, and then Shoal went back to help the captive party members, and Flynn set off on his own for the Happy Sea Dog, but was stopped by a strange fox-like creature that paralyzed him, disenchanted his infusions, and stole the broken Fey glass before setting out towards the mansion themselves, mysteriously. Reuben and Reyna were interrogated by the captain of Lord Must's guard. The captain rejected their attempts to reason with her, and one of the guards punched Reyna unconscious in the process. The captain watched over the trio, and then was suddenly interrupted as alarm came about a strange young doll girl that came trotting down the stairs and began walking across the basement floor, ignoring the protests of the guard. When the captain of the guard attempted to physically stop the young girl from approaching any further, the girl glared at her, and the captain cried out in pain as she crumbled into dust and disappeared. With a gesture, the young doll collected all the blood from the room in a bucket and went back upstairs where cries of pain could be heard. Meanwhile, Shoal had managed to recruit the help of the Manor's farm animals to distract the guards and get inside to rescue their friends. As the four of them began to, they managed to just barely manage to get in there, get into the basement, revive the party, free them, and help them escape. And as the four of them began to flee, there was a tremendous quaking as the mansion began to collapse before exploding into the sky, revealing massive inky black tendrils that began to whip about the manor, pummeling the buildings and smashing what remained of the mansion into a fiery pulp. Reuben turned on these tendrils, recognizing them from his past, and attempted to face them down, barely escaping with his life. Reyna, Reuben, Anna, and Shoal began the slow and somber trek back to the Happy Sea Dog as what remained of Must Manor went up in flames. Shoal noticed on the way back that Brannick from the Greybloods had been following them, but they deterred him from following them any further before they arrived at the inn, and it seemed like he kind of went his own way. There, at the Happy Sea Dog, they regrouped with Flint. They started to recount their experiences, but tempers flared between Reuben and Anna, both confused and unsure of what to make of this event and how it relates to their pasts. Exhausted and exasperated, party settled in for the evening when Anna experienced another vivid dream. And the next morning is where we return. Okay. So it is morning in the Happy Sea Dog. You all got to bed probably around 3 in the morning, so you all slept in quite a bit in order to get this complete long rest. But I'm going to say that Anna is probably the one to wake first, and uh, from that dream or nightmare that you experienced, Anna, uh, how do you wake?
Since I feel like this one was slightly less violent than my other one, I feel like the last one I woke up very jostled. So this one, she probably is just like waking up like not normally, but just a little more like quieter, not like bolting up or anything. Um, so I'm the first one awake. There's no one else that's asleep.
No, when you wake up, it seems like everyone else is still asleep, but it is about 11 in the morning. So you can see it's bright outside, but the sky is overcast. It's one of those like cloudy but not dark days. And you can hear that the city outside is already bustling with activity. And the rest of the party wakes soon afterwards,
So
not
I'm
able to
assuming,
sleep too much later because of
yeah,
how loud it is.
I'm assuming this place isn't like a fancy place that has like a balcony or anything, does it?
No, these rooms do not have balconies. Each one is fairly small. These would be like essentially poor accommodations. So there are two plain beds in each with a single kind of simple square window, glass window that looks out. But the window's open.
There's not. Where how tall is the building? Like, is it? Are we on the like the top floor, or we're like
No, so
below?
you are on the third floor, and there are 5 floors total.
Okay, so not realistic to climb onto the roof, is what you're telling me.
Depends on how good of a climber you think yourself, but I would venture for probably no.
Based on my rolls, no. So I guess Anna will just when she wakes up and everyone's still asleep, she'll go downstairs and find like a corner to kind of sit herself in.
Sure. Yeah, going downstairs, things are pretty bustling. It's, because it's already pretty late into the morning. Um, you can see Ken Verclenzo, the toy night bartender, um, is sitting on a stool behind the bar. He's not doing anything too much in particular at this moment. But there's several groups of patrons here, all either sharing a drink or food. But there's certainly a free table if you're looking for like a corner table to be by
Just to
yourself.
like, yeah. Any of them urchin kids around? Anyone with any
Make a
notes for
reception
me?
check.
Oh, god damn it. Oh,
Hey, we're the urchins. You guys watch Flapjack,
okay.
but that's all.
17?
You see that by the entrance to the Happy Sea Dog, sitting at a small table by the window that can only seat like 2 people, there is a hold on here. There is a small, kind of dirty-faced female doll girl with auburn hair and a dirty tan shirt and kind of torn brown skirt, and she is just kind of sitting. She's sitting on the chair, like facing away from where the chair faces, looking out across the space. It just kind of seems to be looking around. Um, and as you're looking at them, they make eye contact with you, and you see kind of their eyebrows raise in recognition.
So I'll just give her a head nod and go sit where I was planning on sitting.
Sure, yeah. Um, she moseys over to you as you're sitting there, uh, and walks up and kind of gives this very innocent looking face and says, "Do you like toys?"
I do like toys. What kind of toys are we talking here?
And she reaches into a pocket in her skirt and pulls out this like very poorly carved like sea serpent statuette that she made.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's how bad it looks, so you can tell she made it. And she goes,
Even better.
"Look, I made this. You want to see it?"
I would love to see it.
And she leans forward onto the table to like put it up there. And as she climbs up onto the chair, she starts whispering to you.
Okay.
And she says, Grandma Willoughby says Antonenko is moving thunder powder into the city.
Of course he is.
And she also says that Jago Martin is willing to meet, but you have to say that Grandma Willoughby sent you.
Where is my file to be able to write this stuff down? Where did I put it? Okay, there we go. Okay, so you said that Antonenko is moving thunder powder. Cool. And then Yago, like the potions dude?
No, Jago
Jago.
Martin.
A different man with the same kind of name.
Yep.
Jago. And any indication of who that would be?
Yeah. So Edith Willoughby mentioned that he was he's like a historical documents keeper,
Okay.
records keeper for the city of Toraigh.
Got you.
And has an office in the city plaza.
Okay. So he's willing to meet, but I have to say that Willoughby sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
And as she pulls away from you after whispering those things and holds up the statue and says, "You want to buy it?
How much?
3 copper pieces."
I'll do you one better. And she's gonna slip her a gold.
Her eyes practically explode out of her head, and you can see her have this brief moment where she's about to shout and then remembers she's here on a covert mission and goes and makes a little squeaking noise, and she goes, "Thank you,"
I give her a
and
little wink.
yeah, and she starts scurrying out the door.
Another prize for Shoal.
So many toys you have now.
Great.
Yeah. What is everyone else up to?
So I have a feeling Shoal probably would have woken up when like Raina was leaving the door.
Anna?
Oh, sorry, yeah, when Anna was leaving the door. Sorry. Because like Shoal fell asleep while trying to keep watch.
Mm-hmm.
Shoal's gonna try to find Ruben.
Okay. Ruben, where are you?
I guess just kind of sitting at a window looking out. Just,
In your room or like in the hallway?
No, in my room.
Okay.
Just brooding, you know.
Weren't we in your room?
Yeah, did we retire to our usual rooms or did
you
we?
did, yeah.
Okay.
But I thought we all stayed in Ruben and Flynn's room because Shoal didn't want us to be separated, wanted to keep watch, so we all had gone.
My
there.
memory was that was what was originally suggested, but because of how things ended, everybody decided to go back to their own rooms.
Because
I
the
thought-
makes sense.
falling
I
out.
thought,
Yep.
well, okay, because I had assumed that Ruben had just left, and we went, all right, fuck him, and stayed.
Oh, that's what I thought too.
I did not think that, but
that was the impression that I was under. But
then where did Ruben sleep? No, I'm gonna say
room?
That's why you asked.
I'm gonna say everybody went back to their own rooms. And Shoal, you peek your head back in to Flynn and Ruben's room, and you can see Ruben is just kind of seated, looking out the window here, and Flynn is just beginning to stir.
Can you imagine if Anna had gone to the window to look out and then looked over and Ruben was just oh fuck.
It's like a courtyard. And it's just like two windows
We're
across.
just like I
Yeah,
thought-
they're
I
the
was
two
thinking-
corner windows.
I was thinking it was just the two rooms next to each other. So if you're leaning out the window, she goes to lean out the window and just looks over. It's like, God damn it, this place is already taken.
Shoal would like to cast Mage Hand.
Okay,
Slip it under the door
creepy. Yep.
and tap Ruben on the shoulder.
Can I? Oh, okay. So I'm aware of this. I thought you were trying
Mhm.
to. Call off your goons. Get in here.
She'll will put the mage hand up to Ruben's lips and then do like a beckoning finger.
Please stop this show. Just come.
This is like some Donnie Darko shit.
Shoal's hand is giving the come here finger towards the door.
Oh, do I have to let you in? Okay. I get up and I walk over to the door, and then as it's opened, I walk back to the window.
She'll will look to see if Lynn's asleep.
I am.
Oh, that's a good point. Quiet.
Considerate roommate.
You think we should talk out here so we don't wake him up? He had a rough night.
I mean, he was kind of just here the whole time we were having a rough night. But okay.
In retrospect, he had a perfectly fine night.
Yeah. From my perspective, he was relaxing and drinking beers, and we were out there putting our balls on the line. But you know,
Might as well have been
whatever. I'll go with you. Sleep tight.
Is there a window in this hallway?
There is, yeah. It's not it's down at the end of the hallway, so it's away from the stairwell that leads down. It looks out over the entrance to the bar, actually.
Okay. She'll will start walking over there.
Do you want the window still?
You know, it ain't just about windows, but I appreciate it. Why don't you take the window, buddy?
Oh, okay. Thanks. How?
Before you say anything, sure. I know it has nothing to do with my situation. You know, when somebody says they wish they weren't alive, you know, I wish they would understand that you appreciate that they were alive, you know? And I just can't express it, mate. It came out all wrong.
Do you think you did a good job of expressing it right now?
Well, if I had it my way, I'll know it never would have happened, but I don't know what that would have meant for Honor if it never happened. And you see how that puts me in a funny position. It's just hard to look at somebody that almost feels like they replaced your wife, you know. But I
We
know
don't
that's not the
know.
case. That's an irrational thought. So I'm just gonna stop thinking like that.
We cannot begin to imagine what this must be like for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How much death have you had to deal with? I don't know what your perception is. I mean, being you, how do you feel?
We Life is different for us. We are part of the whole, but we are cut off from the whole. So what do we do? Is if we were with the whole, death in service of the hive would be okay. But for now, death frightens us. Death terrifies us, even though it is natural.
Okay, let me just. You're saying when one insect dies, you feel mourning. Someone has died when a bug dies.
Not or creator.
Sure,
We
I'm so
remember.
sorry. I've been trivializing you for a long time. I had no idea it was like that.
It's okay. We are all right. We just want to make sure that we have never been married. Is that what you would call it? Wife?
In a way, you're kind of married a lot to yourself. It's kind of what marriage is, right?
Is this marriage? Just being part of something?
Yeah, why not? I kind of like that. You're like one big married group.
So we are a marriage.
You are a marriage. That's pretty much the definition of marriage right there. Exactly what you are.
Hmm.
So
We like that. We like being married.
I did too, pal. I did too.
But is this why you attacked the tendril last night? We were scared we were going to lose you.
Well, when a part of yourself gets hurt, much like you understand, you kind of devote your whole life to figuring out why that would happen. Who would take such a wonderful person out of the universe? And it just makes me want to take that thing out of the universe forever and make it suffer. And my God, I was so close last night. So close. I could have followed it. I could have followed it wherever it was going. Didn't even care.
So Shoal seeing everything. Would they know how close Ruben was?
I would say yes.
How close was Ruben?
Perceive.
Ruben was very close to being pummeled by the tendril and skillfully evaded that from happening by landing one of the most powerful shots they've ever fired. So in a way, still very close to something, but no, not very close to destroying the tendril.
Ruben, we care for you deeply. You are our friend. You were one of our first friends. You were not close. You cannot do that on your own. You had us scared. You were not close.
Still don't quite have those social cues though, but oh well. At least I got you, you know. Next time, maybe you can try and help.
We would love to, but we think we should do it as a team. All five of us. Nothing can stop us.
Well, I couldn't ever ask anything like that of you guys. That's my fight. If you find that you want to fight a tendril, then I'm not gonna reject that help.
Well, you are. We have nothing else. We cannot lose you. Please let us help next time.
Okay, I'm your hive. I can get down with that polygamist way of thinking. It's very interesting. I'm new to it, but yeah, we're a marriage.
We're in a marriage. We're married.
All right,
Think
all
of a
right.
metaphor.
Enough
Oh my
fooling
goodness.
around. Enough fooling around. Why don't you get downstairs? See if Honor's all right. I'm not quite ready to face it. I'm gonna do a little bit more thinking here. And that thank you for the hallway window. This is a much better window than the window over there where I was prior. So thank you for that.
Are you looking out the window, Ruben, or Shoal?
Oh yeah. Well, unless Shoal wants to unless you want to continue looking out the window.
No. We just please talk to Anna just like you talked to us. Because You are going through a lot, and she is going through a lot. We should still be friends.
Can't promise it'll come out right, you know? Seems to just there, you know.
All you can do is your best.
Ruben, make a perception check for me.
A perception check. What happened to my thingy? There it is. Oh. I rolled a 10 plus 6 equals 16.
Taking a look outside, you can
No
see kind of
problem.
the entryway to the Happy Sea Dog. There's a short kind of like alleyway road that leads up to it. And it's cobblestone and mostly clear, but you can see there is a cloaked figure sitting on the steps of one of the buildings about 2 doors down from the Happy Sea Dog. And it's just kind of weird because there's nobody else in this road, but they're just chilling. But yeah, that's what you see out the window.
Theo's just in the back, T-posing.
I'm gonna stare at them.
I'm gonna say around this time, Raina and Flynn, you are up as well. So where's everybody headed? You're muted.
Sorry. I think Raina would want to head downstairs and I don't know, get a pen and paper. So we got things to figure out.
Okay. Pen and paper in hand, you head down the stairs to the barroom floor. Shoal not far behind. Flynn, how about you?
Flynn was up doing a lot of tinkering as usual, so he's extra groggy today. So heading downstairs, trying to get breakfast, trying to wake up.
Okay. And as you all are headed downstairs, I think, Anna, you're not seated at a table that would be big enough for everyone, right? There is like a table that could seat 5 that's kind of closer to the bar, but you were sitting off in the corner. Okay.
I'm gonna talk to the bartender guy.
Sure.
Before I sit with everyone.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that he is like pouring water into a couple of like large growler sized like jugs and swishing them around and then dumping them out into some container behind the bar. And as you walk up, he says, "Well, hello. How can I help you?"
Morning. Kenver, was it?
That's right.
Cool. Sorry, getting a bit of a late start. Is it too late to order any kind of food or anything? You're muted.
Oh no, it's not too late at all. We've got some bacon, poached eggs, blueberries, and flatbread this morning.
Yeah, can I get a little of all of that?
Sure, yeah, 1 silver piece.
Easy. Has it been a busy morning or just kind of slow? How's it been?
Business has been good. Yeah. Uh,
Any
why do you ask?
news passing through? Anything I should be aware of before I step out for the day?
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, there was the explosion at the Must Manor. Did you hear about that?
No. Explosion? Like
Everyone's been talking about it.
like thunder powder?
People don't know, but the whole estate is said to be almost gone. Something like that, you figure it's got to be thunder powder, right?
That's where my mind went.
But yeah, it's a big conspiracy. That's what everyone's saying. You know, they
Wow.
were supposed to vote on the Privateering Act today.
Oh, okay. I'm not much of a politics guy. I just kind of new here. Uh, any rumors on who they think could have done this?
You know, everybody says one thing or another. There aren't any strong rumors that, from what I can tell, of what people have been talking about this morning. But I mean, Thunder Powder, Privateering Act, a lot of people thinking it could be the Golden Grin, but it just doesn't make much sense. Most people thought
Yeah.
that old Muss was going to vote for the Privateering Act, so don't really know what's going on there.
Would this postpone the vote then?
Yeah, I think it would. I think they have to hold an emergency vote to appoint a new House Assemblyman.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long that takes. This is the first time anything like that's happened since I've been living here in Toraigh.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. I would hope this isn't a regular occurrence. Well,
Those assemblymen are all corrupt, but that means that people don't normally want to try and get rid of them.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Those are easy palms to grease,
scary city we're living in.
Yeah, you could say that again.
All right. Well, thanks for the chat.
Sure.
I'll go.
I'll be right back with your food, just a bit.
Awesome. Thank you.
And he heads into the back.
Can I get a quick update on my hooded figure?
Oh, you're still up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They are sitting at a step. They're sitting on a step. And just they're got like a black hooded cloak on, and it looks like they're like whittling something. Looks like they're just passing the time.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go investigate this.
Okay. What do you do?
I walk downstairs and I just go out the front door without talking to anyone.
Okay.
Just kind of putting off any sort of resolution to this conflict whatsoever. Just like that's the most important thing. I'm a little manic right now, so I got to figure out what that hooded figure is all about.
Okay. Yeah, you walk out the front door, and make a perception check for me.
Perception check. I rolled a 9 plus 6 equals 15.
On a 15, you can see that it is Brannick, the kind of thumb-shaped headed, bald, kind of portly doll. And they have one of their daggers, and they're just kind of whittling, looks like a piece of wood. And you don't seem to have drawn their attention just yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go back inside.
Okay. Raina and Shoal, are you where are you sitting at that big table in the center of the bar? Is anyone going over to Anna? What's going on?
How feasible is it to just drag enough chairs over to where Anna's sitting?
I mean, it's feasible, yeah. If everyone had food, they wouldn't be able to put it on the table, but you could crowd 5 chairs around Anna if you wanted to.
Raina is going to start to do that.
Okay.
If anyone wants to object and move to a bigger table, that's fine.
How close am I to this situation?
I'm going to say that situation starts happening as you just walk past and head out towards the door. So this is kind of happening first.
Okay.
And Shoal, I would say you're right behind Raina. So
Raina will sit down. Well, I guess with her pen and paper, and like we got some work to do to figure out what in God's name happened last night.
Can we wait? Can we wait a little bit? We think there are more pressing matters.
More pressing than a building blowing up?
Sorry.
Yeah. We have a broken party currently.
Well,
This mess up.
That's Raina will sigh and start going toward the door to where Ruben went, ready to tow him back to the table when he comes in.
okay. Yeah, and it's about that time that Ruben's kind of turning around, ducking back through the door.
Raina, thank God you're here. We got to talk.
Oh?
Yeah.
I think we all got to talk.
Yeah, no, yeah. I know, asshole me. I get it, but I think we need to get to Rochester before Veo gets to us, and it seems like Veo's closing in on us quick.
Why do you say that?
Because Brannick
Brannick
is right outside again. He's following us everywhere.
How loud are you saying this?
How loud are you saying this?
I'm with
screaming
Raina. Raina and I are over here talking. You guys over there, you can't hear this.
I would say with Shoal's passive perception, unless you're trying to be very quiet and like whispering, they can probably hear it, even if you're not being loud.
I'm not trying to keep it from them, but I just
Yeah.
I agree that we do have to get to Rochester soon, but Brannick better be here to pay us. Is he alone?
Shoal's going to get up from the table as soon as they hear this, just for context, and start walking out the door.
We're having a bit of an aside.
Okay. Shoal walks in between Raina and Ruben and walks out the front door.
Now, where's he going? He just said that we all got to group up and talk.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I guess Raina will move to follow.
I mean, you can speak to Shoal as they walk past.
No, it's not allowed. That's not how interaction works.
Yeah. Don't talk to us.
Have you ever talked to
Determinedly is
people?
Shoal walking past us.
Determinedly.
Very.
Oh no.
I would say Raina's probably too startled in that moment, and we'll move to follow after.
Okay. Yeah, Shoal, you get outside, and make a perception check.
It's 24.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see Brannick. They're sitting on the stoop, about two doors down.
There he is.
Do you want to come in and talk, or are you just going to sit outside there and whittle on your little wood?
That's what she said.
Brannick looks
Sorry. I'm sorry.
up. Brannick looks up with like a mildly surprised look on his face and says, "Oh no, I'm good. I already ate. You enjoy yourself."
We are not eating. We need to talk.
Oh, you don't need to talk with me. You want to talk with Veo?
Why are you here then?
Well, I'm just hanging out. Can a guy hang out on a stoop?
Insight checks exist. I need to get better at it.
Then why were you following us last night?
Well, I was just keeping an eye out for you.
I think
we-
that
are we-
raises enough suspicion where Shoal isn't like this gullible.
Yeah.
Are we close enough to hear this?
No.
Okay.
Unless you went outside.
I
Eat.
Oh no.
think Raina would be following.
Yeah,
short
you
step
said that you
behind.
were headed out with Shoal,
Yeah.
so that's
Well,
fine.
is
Do
he
you
roll?
get a bonus if he's already suspicious?
No.
If I can hear this,
Being suspicious is you hear it, Raina.
I want to insight check it.
Okay.
Not that mine is that
Wait,
good.
Jake, what was your roll?
Joel, Brannick's been very friendly and nice and pretty forward with all of you since you first met him.
Oh no.
Damn it!
Mine is worse. I get a six.
This is a real friendly guy.
Raina is gonna say to him, "You here to pay us?"
Pay you? No, I don't carry that kind of money on me. But if you want to stop by at the brewery, I'm sure Veo will pay you.
Raina would like to look around the alley and see if she notices anybody with him, but more covert.
Okay, make a perception check.
I'm not good at this either, but
We're trying so hard as characters.
I got a 10.
all seems quiet on this road here. Doesn't seem like there's anybody else.
Joel, see anyone?
He will look back and see if Reuben is coming.
Shoal, you can make a perception check as well if you'd like. Yes.
Y'all with your better
Another
wisdom.
24.
There are two other people. One is behind the building that Brannick is sitting at, and one is behind the building opposite it, leading down this roadway.
Anything like discernible?
You can't even see them, really. You can just see their shadows. But they're both just kind of standing there.
Heck.
Are you sure you and your friends do not want to come in and talk?
Oh, we're fine. We're not much for chatting.
Friends.
There are two friends.
And Shoal will point in their direction of where they are.
One there and one there.
He says, you know it's best not to travel alone.
Reyna would like to waltz up to one of them and attempt to drag them back into the alley.
Drag them into the alleyway?
Well,
or
into the conversation, I guess, into view of everyone.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, so you walk past Brannick, and as you start, are you going to the one that's near Brannick, or are you going to the one that's on the opposite side of the road?
Whichever one is closest to me. First.
Okay, yeah, they're both equidistant, so just pick one.
The one closer to Brannick.
Okay. Yeah. As you walk past Brannick, Brannick stands up and is like, whoa, where are you going? And puts his hand up in front of you to obstruct your path.
We are all going to talk together. And I would like to try to intimidate him with my terrible charisma. Not my night. A 9.
He gives like a little chuckle and he's like, listen, I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm not really authorized to do any talking. You want to talk to Dale, that's fine.
And by now I can see this stuff going on.
Yeah.
She's gonna push past him and look back to Reuben and Shoal and say, get the other one. I have no patience for this morning.
To be fair, you are following us. We saw you last night too. What's this about? Just out with it.
You guys went on a very high profile contract. We were just looking out for you.
Yeah, and
I already told this one.
Kind of suspicious that the whole job, I don't know, exploded.
I do think that is a little suspicious. You know what? I do.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Exactly why I think you're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What do you want? A story? Is it you want us to tell you what happened? Is that it?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. And he picks up this piece of driftwood, and he says, like, I've been trying to get this ball and cage. You ever heard of the ball and cage? Very, very complex. But essentially what you do is you carve out a little sphere inside the bars, and then carve the spear separate from the bars, but inside, and then you got a little ball and cage. And so I was really hoping to finish the ball and cage this morning before you guys went anywhere.
How is that possible?
You're
So
asking.
we'll walk up.
He's just really impressed.
Yeah, and he shows you it's a stick essentially, and the stick has been carved to have 4 corners on the outside, kind of like bars, and you can see he's tried his best to kind of carve a sphere out on the inside.
We rolled a 17 for investigation because we don't understand it. Do we understand it?
Yeah, I think you understand it. I think you can tell that if he could successfully manage to detach the sphere in the center, it would be able to rattle around inside without falling out.
That is very interesting. You are very close.
I know. I just need a few more hours.
All right. What do you say we give him a few more hours and we regroup? He's not going anywhere.
Fine.
Leave him be. Leave him be.
Goodbye, Rick.
Have a good morning.
That's pretty fucking cool, by the way. All right.
Thanks. Thanks. I have ruined like 4 of these already, so I'm really hoping this one works.
Can with that investigation, can Shoal give any tips?
To Flynn? Oh, Flynn could do
Oh
that.
no, to Brannick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say that I don't think Shoal really has the woodworking expertise to give any you investigated it real good, but not enough to become a woodworker.
You understand that?
I don't know. We went to a Wainwright's. We saw how wheels are made.
Yeah, that doesn't track. I'm sorry.
Your engineering skills.
You can't just say, I saw other people touch wood.
I'm an expert.
I'm gonna refrain.
So Reyna, are you listening to the rest of your party members as they're calling for people to head back inside, or are you headed for this figure down the alleyway?
Yeah, after the goofy conversation about the thingy, Raina feels a little deflated.
No, just give him one of these.
You could do the Sokka. Yeah, you could do the Sokka.
Yeah. Definitely one of those.
You're still a badass. You're still a badass, right?
He gives this kind of nod, like, I'll respect it. I do.
All right, back inside. We got other fish to fry. This one can come later.
Okay, so we're approaching the table.
Yeah, everyone heads back inside. Raina's already got a few chairs gathered around Anna's smaller table.
We sit down, I assume, as everybody's sitting down.
Flynn, where are you at?
I'm at the table. with
Okay.
Anna.
I look at Raina, Shoal, and Flynn, and I just go, all right, move along.
Absolutely not.
What?
I think Ruben here is looking to maybe have a nice heart-to-heart. And I think that might be in order.
We'll go get breakfast.
Can do it all here.
No.
Phil's gonna leave to go to the bar to wait for not Rusty, not
Kenver. Yeah.
New Dusty.
Dusty to come back.
Yeah, as you do, Kenver is walking out from the back with a plate of Flynn's breakfast, which he walks up to the table that Flynn's at and sets it down. And he points at you and he says, breakfast for you, Mr. Bag for Head?
Mr. Bag for Head?
Oh, we can
He's got a
finally
bag,
get our
so-
Yeah,
clothes.
she says, yeah.
Oh,
Yes. Raina. Flynn, you wanted to show something up at the bar, right? The different breakfast options.
My food's here,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of hungry.
I think Raina would like to insight check. Whoa!
That's 20 deception.
You Flynn, you're convinced you missed some breakfast options.
Sure, I'll help you out.
You
buddy.
might not have asked Kenver about the secret menu.
What? Come show me what I missed.
Raina is gonna insight check both Anna and Ruben really quick to get a sense for like Anna's discomfort with being alone in a heart-to-heart and Ruben's like intent, I guess,
Sure.
if
Yeah,
possible.
Give me 2 insight checks. First one will be for Anna, the second will be for Ruben.
Okay.
Can I roll an intention?
Woo! Nat 20 for Anna.
Whoa.
Tell me about your feelings.
How's Anna feeling, Taylor?
She does not want to be, she doesn't want to have this conversation alone. She would much rather everyone be there because if it's something, especially that's going to be, explosively messing up the party. She's like, no, I don't want to have this chat alone.
I got an 18 for Ruben.
Yeah, I mean, if Ruben, if you want to contest that with a deception check, but I don't.
Ruben might make this worse. Oh, deception, I guess.
If you want to, otherwise, if Ruben's an open book for Raina, then just tell Raina how Ruben's feeling.
Okay. Ruben is not going to be good about expressing himself. He was good at expressing himself in front of Shoal because Shoal is Shoal. And this is going to be
And
a
you're
train wreck,
married.
possibly.
We
Yeah,
are
and
married.
he is the essence of marriage. He is marriage. He is a polygamy.
Yeah, so I would say with those outstanding insight checks, Raina, there is you can't there's no such thing as like a guaranteed success on a natural 20. So I think with your natural 20 insight check, Raina is free to choose where she goes.
I think she will tentatively sit down kind of in the middle and turn to Ruben and say, just speak your truth. Just ignore me, you know.
Yeah, I can speak my mind in front of an audience.
And she'll kind of like put a arm out toward Anna.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an asshole. Anna, you said a lot about being frustrated about being alive. And I attacked you while you were down. And that's pretty crappy. I lost someone, and that was a bad way to take it out on you. But I want you to know that I'm glad you're alive. And so no matter how you feel about it, I'm just glad you're here at the end of the day. I know I might not have expressed it last night. And I don't really care how angry you are at me, as long as you know that I am glad you're here. Now, I'm gonna go order some food because I feel weird. Everyone's hearing this, and I'm not. I feel weird about it. Okay, I'm gonna go. And then he gets up and he goes over to the bar.
Raina is going to turn toward Anna and wait to see if she says anything.
Cool. Doesn't explain anything. I mean, he's gone, so I can't say thanks, I guess. But cool.
When it comes to expressing his emotions or feelings, I think if Ruben's ability or brain in that sense were leather, he wouldn't have enough to make a saddle for one of Shoal's bugs. And I think
he has the emotional maturity of a teaspoon.
Yeah, I think he pitched a bit of a fit last night, but I think we were all, tired and upset, and something definitely triggered his emotions and whatever was happening when that house exploded. I don't actually think his getting upset had anything to do with you.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I totally get that. Mostly I'm just annoyed because it's like clearly he knows more about what happened than I do, and I don't know anything. I only know what I'm seeing and what I can only assume is my memories. But even that is very little, and I want to know what happened because from what I am seeing and remembering, like the very little that I do, it's not looking great as far as the enforcers are concerned.
Yeah. If something similar last night happened to whatever happened in that town, and that town is gone now, if I'm understanding correctly,
Yeah, basically.
I'm a little concerned for all our sakes about what could be going on here. And I think now we all have, a personal reason, namely our own lives to be trying to get to the bottom of all of this. So
I
I hope
mean,
we can channel that into working together for this.
yeah, so I want to know what Ruben knows, but I also may have a lead to find out more. So I guess when he comes back, we can discuss.
Raina will pick up her notebook and pen and be like, I'm ready. We're going to figure this out.
Ruben, you get over to the bar. You can see Kenver Colenzo's leaned in with Shoal and Flynn. He's like, now listen, I don't normally tell people this, but my sister makes an amazing lamprey pie. The syrup is pristine. And we're not really prepared to make it today, but we could put that together for you if that's something you're interested in.
I mean, I've never had lamprey before. That seems kind of exotic. Like, I don't want to make you make it and then not like it. I feel like that would be rude.
Oh no, you're not gonna not like it. You're definitely gonna love it.
Ruben goes, Flynn. And then he goes,
What?
He will make you make it.
just shakes his head.
He says, all right, I'll make sure we have some in tomorrow.
Is it a breakfast food or is it a dinner food?
Yeah, it's usually like a supper dinner food, but we can make it for breakfast.
Okay. For now, we'll just take regular breakfast for everyone.
Okay. That'll be 4 silver pieces.
Joel will drop the give new Dusty to work over.
Fucking hell. One day I'm gonna succeed in making this NPC memorable enough that people call him by his name.
It's not.
No, I'm joking.
It's just a Shoal thing. Shoal's offended that this isn't Dusty, I guess.
I mean, I'm calling him New Dusty.
Really took it to heart.
Yeah, so Kenver takes the 4 silver pieces and walks off into the back.
I'm gonna head back to my food and start eating it.
She'll will walk back with them.
It's all gone. Anna ate it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so then the rest of the group returns to the table.
So I feel like I'm kind of out of the loop the most. How did you get out of the mansion?
We did. We got them out. We created a distraction.
You distracted the guards and then they all snuck out?
Well, we made new friends with the goats and pigs, and we used them to help us distract the guard to get inside. And as we were going down the stairs, we saw a dress flicker by and heard screams in the mansion. From all across the mansion, actually. But when we went downstairs, there were 2 guards, 1 guard.
There was 2 when you got there.
Yeah.
There were only 2 guards, and both of them were very, very scared. But did we miss something?
I still haven't ordered new Dusty. Do you have anything for this headache, this massive headache I have?
Yeah, sure. You want a little hair of the dog?
I'll take 7.
7 hairs of the
not
dog.
seven, not 7 brews, just 7 hairs of the dog. Just what do you got?
Yeah, no, I've got some mulled ale for 4 copper pieces.
Done. Mold ale.
Mold.
Mulled,
Like
not
mold
mold
wine, not
ale.
mold, not mold.
Definitely thought MOLD too.
No,
I heard it and then I went. He
Mulled.
Said no. He
Mulled.
Said mold.
yeah, 4 copper pieces per. So let's just call it 2 silver pieces.
Wait, are you getting 7
Wait,
of
I'm
them,
not, I
or
was joking
he was-
about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I missed
7 was about he wanted exactly 7 hairs of the dog?
Gotcha.
And then,
I got it. I got
I'll
you,
take
Joe.
it back immediately.
Yeah, he walks right over with a mug of mulled ale and some mold. No, and he hands you that, and just go ahead and deduct 4 copper pieces.
Mildewy. Yeah, I just took care of that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna.
And
wander
now we
back to the
assume
table.
everyone's together
And,
when the
I'm-
conversation started.
The conversation is ending right where you're talking about the dress. I guess. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, let's not. Ugh.
So the guards were terrified, and you guys, they just let you run out.
I mean, you would have been terrified too if you saw what happened.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure
What-
out.
what
we could
happened?
Be a little more forthcoming.
Oh dear.
Oh well, like this ethereal being that in the form of a little girl just came and zapped people into dust.
What?
Yeah. Right. Oh my god, Raina doesn't remember.
What
they-
now?
Yeah, you remember how the head honcho came down and then punched you in the face? Remember how? Him? I don't
That
remember.
and nothing
It was
else.
her.
It was a her. Yeah.
Yeah, well, little girl came down, absolutely obliterated it, and then just left. And that's kind of why we were able to.
What? Who? What does this little girl look like?
I don't remember.
That's fine. We can, for
Okay.
details and stuff like that, we can go ahead and just, everybody was in the session, so you can just say, I tell them, it
I
was
tell
a,
them
for
exact-
everybody else's refresher, it was a young female doll
That's right.
And that doesn't sound familiar or anything.
with
to me, does it?
rosy red cheeks and red
Red
hair
hair.
that turns purple towards the tips of the pigtails.
That's
She had
not
a
familiar to me, right?
diamond
It
mark
doesn't.
on her forehead, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by obliterated?
Literally dust. She just dust. Pain.
Like Marvel's Infinity War?
Oh my god, yeah. I don't think she
She didn't snap.
there
Oh
might be
no.
some preconceived things happening in my brain with snapping.
Avengers?
I don't remember what she did to make them.
I think she just looked at her, didn't she?
Yeah.
It did
Yeah.
appear that way, yeah.
Was there screaming?
Oh yeah. Lots of screaming. Lots of it didn't sound like it was a quick death at all. Her entire existence was just being ripped apart like right then and there. It was absolutely it was awful. It's a shock I'm even able to talk about it because in the moment I was pretty terrified. But
Yeah.
Do you
Does
think she
that
ate the
then-
tendrils?
Coral tendrils.
okay. Let's get down to breast ticks.
Can we just do we explained everything?
Sure.
And
Uh,
that's how it happened.
So the one thing I will ask is, Ruben, do you mention that that the doll collected a bunch of blood into a bucket and walked off with it?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yes.
My blood!
Is
Yeah.
Flynn mentioning the similar to no?
Why would
No.
you do this to us?
Well, too bad.
Because there's
should-
not a reason yet.
But the description doesn't sound familiar.
No, 'cause it was a
Doesn't
fox.
seem like it.
the symbol on the forehead, the hair.
Yeah, so Ruben explains all of that.
Okay, but then I also, man, I'm gonna have no substance left after this episode. Okay. The thing we saw last night is very reminiscent of what happened in Alnwick.
Explanation.
There were definitely magic users in Alnwick. I, being part of the Old Faith, with my wife Mary.
What is the Old Faith again? That's the ones that.
The
The
People that-
Old
Magic
Faith
hunters?
are the magic hunters of the Queen. Yeah.
You
You were part of the Old Faith.
Well, no, Mary was. I just tagged along. We did
So
Old
so it's like when your wife is a doctor and you pretend that because you share the same last name that you two are.
I would say it's completely different.
Both different types of
Everyone
law
assumes that
enforcement
you
in
are
a
the
way.
doctor?
She taught me everything I know about the blade.
Oh.
Wait, what?
She taught me everything I know about the blade.
Do you mean like?
Therefore,
Do you
Like
mean
fighting?
blade?
you know, and I start
Oh.
waving around my sword in a restaurant.
That it just sounded like something that feels familiar.
Oh.
So she went out one night and went to investigate Alnwick because there were magic users there. And now I'm starting to see a pattern. The tendrils seem to be showing up everywhere there's magic users. I don't know why. I don't know what level, because clearly it didn't happen to Raina. No offense, Raina. Wait, we all know about this, right? We talked. You've talked about this.
No.
You
I
have.
revealed
swear you have.
revealed to you that I was afflicted, and I revealed to whoever was looking at me.
I think it was everybody except for Shoal.
No, except for
Oh,
me.
look.
I
Except
was-
for Anna.
Yeah.
I'm unaware still.
Yeah.
Right. Then I that didn't happen.
no, it happened.
Well, it can't happen if he doesn't know the exact thing of what happened. She knows about the affliction, but he doesn't know about how
How it happened.
how
I don't
it
think
happened.
I've told
so,
anyone.
so that conversation, that part of the conversation couldn't have happened because that's information that he wouldn't have known.
So
Oh, I felt like I did though. I mean,
I
I
mean-
know.
Emily has said it to us,
Yeah.
kind of vaguely, but like I don't think Raina has explained.
I feel like it could be a reasonable assumption, though, to
Yeah, I would
say
say so.
like even it sounds like you might be assuming that Reina was the magic user in the
Okay,
situation.
well, I'll rephrase it then. Let me
Okay.
just clearly didn't happen in whatever situation Raina was involved in, so I don't know what the level is here. Magic doesn't equal tendril every time, but these calamities are happening and they're killing people.
Question: Does the Old Faith? This is kind of I don't know if this question will be in character or if this question is just a DM question. But is
Mhm.
the Old Faith connected to the Enforcers?
No.
Okay.
Aren't the enforcers trying to keep the old faith kind of out of the city?
Here in Toraigh, yes.
Okay.
But not specifically the Old Faith. So like the Old Faith are the magic hunters for Dub Quain. But the church also extends to Articuns, which is where there is a more kind of orthodox version of the Old Faith called the Maid, and that is really what that's really what the enforcers are concerned about with magic coming here, because Ertakuns has their eye on Toraigh because of its geographical position, and the Maid would love any excuse to come down and just shut everything down that's going on here and take over Toraigh.
Now this is a DM question.
Yes.
When Anna woke up though, like not from like the dreams, but like just genuinely the memories that she formed, there were a lot of enforcer things though, right? Because that was one of the she saw the enforcer's symbol.
You saw one. Yeah.
Just one.
Mm-hmm.
Not it wasn't a bunch of them. Okay.
No.
Never mind. Okay.
We do want to discuss this later. What the eyes are,
The what?
Reina. But for now,
The eyes? What the? Huh?
You didn't see last night?
No, I was a little preoccupied and not like dying.
Raina will like tilt her mask down to reveal a little bit in a very tactful, preventing the rest of the bar from seeing with her hair kind of way.
You can bet you're going to need to make a stealth check.
Very tactful. It's okay. This is one of the things I haven't.
No,
okay.
they just go like this. She just goes really close to
Yeah.
her, like they're face to face.
It's not a high DC.
Oh, it's okay.
Just checking to see if you get a natural one. That's all.
21.
You drop your
Then
mask
fun
on the
stuff
floor and
gets
it
to happen.
shatters, and you can
That's
never
right.
make your face again.
Now, that one would be worse. It'd be like you get a little of your food in your eyes, and you pull the mask away, you turn to the bar and go, ah!
Oh my god.
Yeah, with a 21, you're confident nobody sees you as you expose your mask to Anna.
Is this something that I would have seen or know anything about?
Yeah, you would recognize this as affliction. And so you know that generally everybody knows that this is something that happens to people who are exposed to magic. That's why magic is considered to be so dangerous. And it's kind of like leprosy almost.
Interesting.
Like, this happened to me a few years ago, and I honestly don't really know what happened. I was in a city up north where I was born. Erngarn? Am I saying it right?
I'm just kidding.
Sounds about right.
And I was just exploring, and I stumbled into, I don't know what, some kind of magic, something going on. Kind of maybe looked like some of that glass was there. And next thing I knew, I don't know, I wasn't able to, it's called tree walking.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to tree walk anymore. I don't really know if I'm even me in the same way.
Huh.
So I don't know. This is why I've been so harsh about staying away from magic.
I have a question, and you can call me an asshole if it's insensitive. Do you see like a kaleidoscope, or do you like not see at all because it's like?
No, I mean, I just see normally.
Okay.
I don't think these all work like regular eyes, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Are
they all the same color as her eyes?
No, they're yellow.
Oh.
They're like fully yellow.
Spooky.
Is there treatment for this?
That's kind of what I'm trying to find out. I sure hope so. I mean, that's what brought me here. I've heard rumors that, maybe.
Not
would magic help?
I mean, that's kind of what caused the predicament in the first place, so.
Don't you know magic versus magic is totally...
You have to use a second knife to get the first knife out.
Try doubling down.
I mean, I want to say I'd try anything, but I'm definitely
hesitant.
That's not what I'm thinking. In any event, it wasn't me using magic. I just stumbled across something, and just being near it did this.
Was there like a backlash, or was it literally like you were just in the vicinity?
Faye, would that be? I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, you were locked inside the place where this ritual was occurring. And so you weren't like the target of it, but you were exposed to it because you couldn't get out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not like somebody cast a spell on you to make you afflicted.
And well, I do want to continue to figure out what's happening with you. Ruben, question. Were you actually like, did you see everything happen in Alnwick?
No, I saw exactly what I saw last night as I approached, and everyone was already dead by the time I got there.
Not everyone. Huh.
Are you referring to yourself, or was there somebody?
No, I think it's my sister.
You think she lived through it?
Well, I get these dreams sometime. I don't remember if I explained the first one. I don't remember if we had that conversation.
Think so.
Make an insight check for me,
Me who?
Taylor.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Did I fuck it up? Am I telling complete wrong information?
No,
I mean, you're telling information that is entirely
12?
reasonable for Anna to. Yeah. So I think on a 12, the only memory that you have of that incident comes from when you woke up in the body you're in currently.
Yeah.
All the experiences you've had in your dreams, you get the feeling aren't like memories exactly because they happen differently each time.
Uh-huh.
You get the impression that it's more just exposure to what your subconscious knows about what must have happened that evening based on what you're able to explore in these dreams.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so you may have gotten an opportunity in that form to interact with your sister in a way that you remember vividly waking up in your own body and everybody was dead.
Okay, so then maybe because I thought I was aware even after waking up that I had this sense that I had a sibling or that I had someone.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of assuming that that's a like she kind of connected those dots in that she knows that this is a thing and she had that sense of familiarity when she saw this person also in this dream thing. She said her name.
Yeah, but also in the dream, she was grievously wounded and trapped, and you in the dream moved her out of the situation she was in, which would not have happened.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that part. I was just thinking of the fact that she was not dead, technically.
She was not dead technically in the dream, yes. But when you woke up in the body you're in now, everybody was dead. You didn't know to look for your sister because you didn't know she was your sister. But if she had been there and been alive, you would have noticed her, you think.
I mean, even if she was like under things and like not really hanging on, like I'm
not saying 100%, but I'm saying you're not. What I'm trying to say is you wouldn't be confident just from the dream that she's alive.
Okay, so then never mind. I never said any of that. Anyway, so you just basically maybe were outside the town. The explosion happened, and then you went running in.
Well, she never came home, so I went to investigate myself. We lived pretty close to Alnwick. I was at home. And when she wasn't back, I started to worry, and then lo and behold, the most monstrous monster I've seen in my entire life. Just completely ruining my life in one fell swoop.
Okay, so you don't know specifics, but that is what you experienced.
That is what I experienced.
Okay. I will. I'm assuming that you want to figure out what happened as well, considering, everything that you have lost in this situation.
Not only do I want to figure it out, I want to end its life. Or whatever the fuck that thing has.
That's
I'm gonna make it
completely-
suffer. If I don't care, I don't. If it feels pain, I'll find a way to make it feel pain, and then I will make it suffer.
Okay, that's valid. I might have a lead on maybe finding out more information if you want to come.
All right, and I do one of these. Yeah. I don't know where we're lining up on the stream, but yeah.
Hand clasp.
I think that doesn't matter, but yeah. Because I feel like this is definitely clearly we are both connected to this somehow, and I would like to find out as much information, not just for myself, but for you, if that makes it any easier.
I agree. First and foremost, I feel I should say that there's some grey bloods outside that are definitely waiting for us. We should probably figure out what's going on with them first before we continue this conversation. Everybody's satisfied with that.
You think we could just
I don't think we should meet with Veo yet.
maybe we could just give him the slip and go right
I
to
think
Manchester.
enforcers should definitely come first because
I don't know if we meet with the enforcers yet. From what I'm hearing, we are the only survivors of a cataclysmic magical event with an afflicted in our group. I think if fingers are going to get pointed, they're going to get pointed at us as magic users who caused this.
Wait, but that's not true though, right? Like that, because there were like other people that we saw escape, like running away.
Did anyone see us?
So yes. So based on the based on the dispersal of people, you can safely assume that there were other people besides you that probably got away. Yeah.
All right, cool. It's fine.
Whether or not other people saw you, I mean, you know that Shoal saw Brannick following you.
Mhm.
And my point about having an afflicted in our group still stands. I feel like we are on the chopping block, especially if we go to the enforcers to Vea. They're going to want to know what happened.
I agree with you, Flynn, but I also think people know more than they're letting on about what's going on in this town.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, because I feel like you all deserve that, but I don't give a fuck about I don't give a fuck about Vale. I don't give a fuck about the enforcers. I honestly would rather figure out if what happened today is what happened in Alnwick. I would much rather figure that out than deal with the rest of this bullshit.
I'm just thinking that maybe, folks like Rochester or Veo might know more about maybe what happened in Alnwick or what's happening here. Because
Considering that if they did, they're trying to keep that very mum. I mean, as far as Veo's concerned, I don't necessarily think they knew that sending us in there, the house would explode. As much as I would like to believe that, she's that much of a piece of shit. But
yeah, she might have known that Must was going to be up to something dangerous, though, even if she didn't realize the full extent.
So, based on the note alone of her threatening his family, one, I don't know if she thought he was going to be there, because why would you leave a note if they were maybe there? But also, if she knew that he was what he was up to, or with this kind of magic or whatever, she would have to know that his family was in the condition that they were in So threatening his family would seem pointless.
I wonder if she just gave us the note, perhaps to make us feel cajoled. Maybe she thought she knew that the ward was, dangerous. And honestly, I don't really care about her either, but I think that it wouldn't hurt to get, if we can, whatever money she will give us for this job, just because I think we might need it to get information out of more people in this city. I think nothing loosens most seedy underbelly folks' lips better than a little cash, of which we are getting low.
So, Flynn, if we don't go to Veo or the enforcers, where do you think we should go?
I was agreeing with Anna. I think we should go see Veo and enforcers, just not immediately. I think we need to go in there with more ammunition, more knowledge, because we keep going into these conversations completely ignorant, and just we have to kind of take their word for what's happening, and that's getting us almost killed.
Say that again.
The contact that I have isn't. It's not like it's some seedy dude that's like in a den. It's someone whose literal job is to keep track of historical things. So us going there isn't necessarily going to be like, if they follow us there, they'll just see that we're going to a library of sorts. I don't really know. I haven't actually met the man, so.
Well, maybe we should follow up on that lead first.
I'm also concerned if the Veo or enforcers, whoever we go to first, that conversation doesn't go well. I have I have this chore I have to do. And so if I get locked up, I can't deliver this fucking powder. And so I kind of want to just get that out of the way, as dumb as that sounds priority wise.
So we really need our clothes? Probably do.
Um, yeah, hopefully Veo or Rochester can understand why we took a day, but I think we should really try to give them the slip and take a day to get our shit together.
That idea don't bother me none.
We have some things that we would like to do as well. We think that should be the plan.
Do we want to split up for this, or are we just gonna go as a united front?
Honestly, I'm a little nervous about splitting up after all the trouble we got in last night. But what do the rest of y'all say?
I think we need to avoid suspicion. I think I'm going to take care of my thing
Well,
alone.
let's ensure that you won't be followed. Why don't we go follow up our conversation? See if you ever figured out how to get that sphere in that cage.
Before that, I don't remember. Was I present for the gunpowder conversation with the dude? I was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I'm like, I don't remember where everything fell. There was a lot that was going
Yeah,
on.
you were there.
Was I the only one not there, or was it just me and Ruben?
You and Ruben.
Yeah.
Because we were the ones being beat up in the docks area.
Right.
From the information that I was told today, would I think that could be somehow linked to the dude?
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Like the Leshy, I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah.
Were they manufacturing thunder powder, or were they were bringing it in?
Smuggling it.
They were smuggling it in.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be possible that they were getting their supply from Anatoly.
Yeah, but I think Anna, you would know that the Leshy is probably getting nautical imports of
Okay, so
thunder
it wouldn't
powder,
necessarily.
whereas Antonenko is importing it terrestrially, like on land. So
So they would be like competing,
correct.
or I mean, I guess the Leshy isn't necessarily like legal, but Anatoly's would be a little bit more black market, like
Yeah.
little more. It would be more sketchy than this
Yeah.
situation.
For
Mhm.
my clarity, Anatanko and Anatoly. Antonenko. Thank you.
Anatoly Antonenko.
Got it. That's one person.
Yes.
Okay.
I just look at his last name and I go, her, and that's I know how to say Anatoly, so that's what I go with.
Yeah. That the way I wrote it down did not look like it was right. But I got it.
Okay. So it might not be pertinent to let Flynn have that, because it wouldn't aid him any.
I mean, the Leshian was looking for information about who was supplying thunder powder aside from him to the city. That was the whole reason why he brought you guys in.
Yes. Okay. But
Flynn is doing this instead because he couldn't offer up that information.
But I'm still trying to figure out how Anatoly plays in all of this, so I'm going to keep that to myself for a moment.
Okay. Sounds good.
You heard nothing.
We know that this is probably not at the forefront of everybody's heads, but there's still the tincture at the cave.
I think about that a lot, honestly.
Now that we know what magic can do, we think that maybe we should get it so make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I mean, when you put it that way, maybe.
Honestly, yeah, that's one of the things that I have been thinking about a lot, but it literally seems like every time we're like, okay, let's go do it, something comes up. I wish we had like someone like I wish we had the personal assistant that we could send over to like see if it was even still there, like if it wouldn't be like completely worthless for us to go there.
Yeah, you guys need some sidekicks, a retinue.
Yeah.
We need a young squire boy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so with that, what is everyone doing?
I would like to go see Jago because I want to know what's going on.
So, do we know what Jago like? Does Shoal know what Jago is?
I mean, I haven't said the
Yeah.
person.
Oh, you just said the source.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have not named anyone. I have just said this is what I know.
That she has a contact potentially.
I have a contact potentially. Where was his setup again?
In the governmental building in the city plaza.
Okay. That's different from the market district, correct?
It is, yeah.
Okay. How far away is that from here?
About 30 minutes.
Okay.
How far is Daly's dressings?
No, about 30, 40 minutes.
Same direction?
Is it in
No,
opposite direction?
not quite.
Um,
The city plaza is in the center of the estates. And it's kind of its own little circle of governmental buildings and the ancillary buildings that supply those buildings.
is that where Ruben and I went to talk? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are we doing?
Yeah, so
That's where I want to go, but I'm not. I don't want to make the decision.
I'm putting on my new incognito clothes with my new infiltrator armor, and I am delivering some kegs of powder across town.
Okay.
Where is it
someone
that
has
you
to
have to go?
distract the Grey Bloods while this is going down. So I'm gonna go have a chat with my old friend.
So I guess I'll just
Brannick?
give you whatever information I find out.
I would like to go get this information from Jago too. If
You don't know his name.
I
know
did
what
you
you-
say? Okay,
I did
from
not.
from your source,
Job would like to go too.
Job?
Job.
Shoal?
Joe, too.
No.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, no. Shoal,
Right? I'm glad Job wants to go, but we haven't met him.
Yeah.
Shoal would
Okay.
like to go too, but like definitely try to hit up the Daly's dressing on the way back. So
Okay.
that way we don't have to wear that potato sack anymore.
Yep.
Can anybody do a really good Will Arnett impression?
That's what
I
was
wish.
thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
I used
Who?
to be a magician, but now I revealed my tricks.
So Anna, Reyna, and Shoal are going to go to this Jago Martin. Ruben's gonna go play hide and seek with some enforcers. Not enforcers,
Brannick and company.
Grey Bloods. And
Are we in eye shot? Is the front door in eye shot of those guys? Can they see?
Is the front door an eye shot of you all inside the bar?
If we were to exit through the front door, like if I went out.
Oh yeah, they would see you if you walked out the front door. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to hide what I'm doing because again, like I said, we're just going to like basically a government building.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't hurt for us to try to get out without Brannick seeing where we're going, but
Based on rolls, I have low hopes, but we can try.
is there just like a back door we could go out? I mean, we could ask New Dusty.
Yeah. All right.
All
I
right.
guess
Then I start heading towards the front.
Okay.
I'll go ask New Dusty if there is a back entrance.
Yeah, Kenver would tell you that there is a back door out through the kitchens if you wanted to head out that way.
If you'll
It
allow
doesn't
it.
lead out to a roadway. It leads out to like a small kind of like backyard that's shared between multiple buildings, but you can get out to a road on the other side.
Okay.
Real
Okay.
quick, sorry. Before
No,
I
it's
go
okay.
on this solo adventure, do I know the place? We talked like one of the areas is in the slums for this delivery.
Yes. No, both locations are in the slums.
Both are in the slums. Okay.
I don't have them in my notes for this
But, like,
section what they
I-
are, but you know what they are. Yeah, they're both
Flynn-
very hilariously named shops.
Lynn isn't just gonna like wander Tory. Like I have no idea where this.
No,
address is.
yeah, you know the locations.
Cool.
Okay. Are you all sneaking out the back? Are you walking out the back? What's the deal here?
I'm absolutely sneaking.
I think
So we
sneaking.
want to take the initiative, or like the point to like scope out.
Okay. Yeah. So let's have all of you make a stealth check.
Okay.
And Shoal make a
11.
perception check.
You have advantage. Why do you have?
My new armor gives me advantage, but it rolled the same thing, so I got 13.
I got a 9 total.
That's about as well as I thought it was gonna go.
Oh, did I not register? Sweet.
Can they have advantage since I'm going to be
Nat
distracted?
20.
Joel's
No.
All right.
Okay.
And perception. 18.
Okay. On an 18 perception check, you can tell that there are two figures outside the rear of the bar.
What the point?
And Ruben, you go out the front.
Yeah.
Okay. You go out the front, and you can see Brannick still sitting on the stoop. You can see his face as he looks up at you, and he says, "Oh, okay, all right." And he stands up, and he says, "So, we ready to go?"
Well, I'm a little confused, Mike. What do you mean? Ready to go where?
We're gonna go talk to Vale, right?
I think I need a little bit more time. I mean, they're not quite done their breakfast. I'm just coming out to check on the old craft. How's that going?
Uh, and as you say that,
Perception check, right?
yeah.
Roll better than the way I said that, please.
Oh dear.
Nope. Well, that
Oof.
sucks. I rolled a 2 + 1 = 3.
As you say that, the two figures that were in the alleyway walk out and reveal themselves, and you see they are two similarly dressed toys. One is a male poppet, and one is a female owl stuffkin. And they are both wearing like dark brown leathers with daggers on their sides and black cloaks. And Brannick stands up and he's, well, I guess I wasn't really being clear. You're gonna go talk to the Grey Lord.
All
I
right.
really
I mean,
fucking hate these people.
leave it up to us toys to solve this. Let's go.
And that is where we are going to leave off.
No, I
tonight's
want to
episode.
know my information. Ugh.
Oh dear.
Okay. Thank you all very much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. And tune in next week to figure out how all of this unfolds. Until then,
No.
thank you very much for watching, and let the dice tell the story. Have a good night.
Night.